Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. We'd like to welcome you to our Saturday morning Akana opportunity call or opportunity Zoom meeting. We're doing the Zoom meeting and we call it an opportunity meeting because it's an opportunity for us at Akana to share information with you, and it's an opportunity for you to receive some information, and later on there'll be an opportunity for you to get back with the person who invited you here to get more information and to do a deeper dive on the information that we're going to share with you today. My name is Michael Newsome, and I am a proud distributor with the Akana Company, and I will be co-hosting today with my business partner, uh, Cece, and she will come in a little bit later on, and she will share some tremendous information with you. And we welcome all our guests. We welcome all our distributors. We welcome all our guests to take time on this beautiful Saturday morning. I'm broadcasting from the state of Virginia, and it is a absolutely beautiful morning here. So, of all the places that you could be at this 11 o'clock hour, we are thankful and honored to have you share this hour with us. We have a lot of information to share with you today, so we'll go ahead and jump right into it. So, first slide, please. So again, we welcome all our guests, and today we're going to talk about health. We're going to talk about wellness, and we're also going to talk about how to deal with some of the health crisis that we are experiencing in the country. And we're also going to be talking about some solutions and some answers, and we're also going to be talking about entrepreneurship. So the health crisis that we're ignoring, you see it all around us: heart disease, cancer, diabetes, shortened lifespan, all because of what? The choices that we're making. Next slide. Because one slide back. The problem in the United States is what we have coined. Our CEO, Melissa Boston, a phenomenal entrepreneur, a brilliant woman. She's coined a phrase called suicide, which means that we are digging our graves with our fork. And what you see on this slide right here are the choices that we're making in the country and in the world. On my left is the original diet, where you see it's a basket full of fruits and vegetables. You see life in that basket. And then on the right, you see the standard American diet: burgers, fries, onion rings, Coca-Cola, processed food. We're making choices between food that was given to us to eat, that our body recognizes as food, versus the new diet that is overwhelming us, which is processed food that our body can consume, but it has to make all these adjustments and adaptations for it to process. And that's causing the issues that we have today. That is the problem that we're facing. So what happens when we make the choices of going with the standard American diet versus the natural diet that we were given us by our creator? It creates issues. It creates problems in our body. And the number one killer in the United States, the silent killer, as they call it, is cardiovascular disease. The numbers in 2020 show that nearly 700,000 people died from cardiovascular disease. And I went back and did the research, and in 2025, guess what? The numbers have not changed. We're still in that $700,000 people range of people dying from cardiovascular disease. About 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. We don't know that the problem is there, and the damage is being done, and people don't even know what's going on. And guess where it comes from? It's the food. An alarming number of our 14 to 19-year-olds are showing as much as 40% blocked arteries. So you can see the trend is moving younger and younger because we're starting to consume these poor foods at younger and younger ages. And if you're an African American, do you know what the significance of the age 45 is? Let me tell you. That means that you are 2 times more likely to die from heart disease. So if you're an African American on this presentation today, please pay close attention, because this is something that could save your life. And when we're talking about heart disease, we're talking about atherosclerosis, which means the building up of plaque in your arteries. And you can see on this slide right here, on the far left, you can see what a clear, healthy artery looks like. There's no blockage. You can see it's clear. But over time, through age and through our diet, you can see that fatty deposits and plaque starts to build up in the endothelium or the inner walls of our arteries, and it starts to build up. And when you're looking at, if you compare it to like a plumbing pipe, the more gunk that you put into that plumbing pipe, the more waste that sits in that pipe, it's harder for water to flow. In this case, for us, the blood cannot flow. And the more that artery declines in terms of space, you can see it get narrower and narrower till it gets to the point where it's optimal, then it's borderline, then it's high, and then you get to the dangerous stage where the artery is blocked and you have heart attacks and have all kind of cardiovascular issues. So this is what we're talking about. So when you're talking about a company, you're talking about a kind of company that our company has a vision. We're a health and wellness company, and our vision is a world where everyone has access to nutrition and resources that they need to thrive, creating healthier, wealthier, and more resilient community. And we've launched a blood type campaign where we're empowering millions of people, millions of families across the country and soon to be across the world to discover the power of what it means to know your blood type. We have a system, a five-step system to generational health that's a personalized wellness map to personalized roadmap to your wellness. And we're going to show you some habits and some issues and some things that will help you break the cycles of disease and poverty so that you can build a foundation of generational health and prosperity. So we're going to be talking today again about health and wealth. So let's talk about some of the 5 key reasons why some of these issues and problems impact communities. Number one, we just talked about it, the lack of understanding of blood types. Your blood type is a more reliable measure of your identity than race, culture, or geography. It's a genetic blueprint of who you are and a guide to how you can live most healthfully. We know that by identifying that blood type, there's science behind it. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So as a company, our corporate mission is to help 1 million families learn their blood type. So let's talk a little bit about blood type. Now, all this information is based on research and science. So there are 4 basic blood types: A, B, O, and AB. Like we just said, it's a powerful genetic fingerprint that really is an identifier and is um, as individual to you as your DNA. So a quick overview of what the 4 blood types mean. If you're blood type A, your ancestors were probably farmers. That means agrarian. They are nature's vegetarians and they thrive on farming and cooperative living, inventive, adaptable, and community focused. And while I'm talking, if you can maybe drop what your blood type is in the chat, let's kind of get an idea of who we're talking with. Because guess what? Each blood type is very unique and they have very, very unique and identifiable characteristics. We got A, B, we've got O, I'm an O, CC is an O. So, you know, the blood type B, and I did see B, I think that's Margaret, is balanced. And your ancestors adapted to harsh climates and diverse populations. You thrive on harmonizing. Oh, we have an O in the house. Royal is an O, is an A. And so, for B, your blood type is balanced. For O, that means you're the oldest blood type, and you evolved as hunters and gatherers with strong survival instincts and a fierce, strong immune system. You have more stomach acid in your body than the other blood types. And the AB, and I did see Bernadine as an AB, that is the rarest blood type. That is the combination and the emerging of the union of type A and type B, as We as human beings started to migrate across the globe and started to intermingle. All these blood types started to develop, and AB is the most recent one. So there's a little bit of an overview of what it means to have a blood type. And there's a whole philosophy behind it in terms of
Well, I
personality.
met them when I was in Florida.
All right. So if we can mute out so we can have a clean call, that would be awesome. Thank you. So like I was saying, identifying your blood type is a science, and there's philosophy about your personality, what you should be eating, how you should be exercising, all of these things. We have the data, and we're sharing this with again, our company goal is 1 million people across the country. So what is the what happens if you eat against your blood type? So when we eat food, when we eat food, food contains a protein what's called lectins. And when we eat food that's incompatible with our blood type, because the science has already broken down what foods are good for you, what foods are neutral for you, and what foods that you should stay away from based on your blood type. So when you eat foods that are contrary to your blood type or incompatible with your blood type, the lectins that are in that particular food targets and causes a reaction in your system. And that reaction is called agglutination, which means that it reacts, it causes inflammation, which triggers your body into a reactive mode. And when you do that on a regular basis, it overstimulates your immune system. And we create highly carcinogenic substances in our body when we consume foods that are high in lectins and that reacts to our body. And animal proteins are one of the food sources that is high in lectins. So let's talk, continuing the conversation about lectins. Our bodies, as they are wonderfully made, fight off 95% of the lectins, but 5% are filtered into the bloodstream. So our bodies is designed to protect against lectins, but when we continually pour foods into our body that creates these reactions, we suffer the consequences. The consequences of eating against your blood type is, again, the process of what's called agglutination, which means a clumping of bacteria uh, in your red blood cells and in your arteries. It thickens your blood. That's why in that first slide you saw that those proteins were building up and the plaque was building up in your body because of the process of agglutination. And that is caused by eating against your blood type or eating foods that your body cannot process. So learn your blood type. This is posed as a question, but I always make it as a statement. Learn your blood type because it's very important. So when you learn your blood type, it gives you the power to break the generational cycle. We suffer from sicknesses and diseases generation to generation. Why? Because lack of knowledge. Not because the information isn't out there. It's just that we just don't have access. That's why we have to have, that's why we're on this campaign. That's why we're on this mission to educate our people. Because guess what? If you, the consequences in addition to agglutination, do you know that if you intermingle, if you were to have a blood transfusion with the wrong blood type, guess what? It could kill you. And if you eat the wrong food, guess what? It can kill you, but it'll kill you slowly. And our bodies are so, again, beautifully and wonderfully made. We can fight these things off, but when you start to get into a certain age group, and you maybe it's and we talked about it earlier, it's happening younger. But usually when you're starting in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, these things start showing up in the form of, illnesses, high blood pressure, atherosclerosis, hypertension, which is the same as high blood pressure. But a lot of these things, diabetes, a lot of these things start to show up over time because your body and your immune system starts to wear down. What you're seeing on this chart right here is a sample of the science that we were talking about, of foods that are good for you and foods that you should stay away from. In this case, this is a sample avoid list. So if you're blood type A, guess what? Tomatoes, bananas, meat, potatoes and shrimp, or when I say eat meat, animal protein, are things you should stay away from, because your body thrives in a more of a vegetarian climate. If you're blood type B, now it's chicken, avocados, black beans, shrimp, and shellfish are not your friend. And I know I'm don't kill the messenger. I'm just the messenger. But I know I talk to people all the time as a nutrition coach. I say, "What are you eating?" Well, Coach Mike, all I eat is chicken and fish. Well, what's your blood type? I'm a blood type B. Oh, you're doing damage to yourself and you don't even know it. So when we make those identifications and make those adjustments, we're seeing positive results. But a lot of people think chicken is the ultimate health food, but you have to go to the next step and find out what your blood type is to see if you're compatible. If you're blood type O, catfish, avocados, oranges, white wine, and cashews are not your friend. And the same thing with the AB, which is the modern blood type, which is a combination of the A's and the B's. You can see it. Chicken, bananas, black beans, avocado, and shrimp are not your friend. And you see right there on this slide the book that was released in 1996, Eat Right for Your Blood Type. That was written by Dr. Peter J. Diamo, who took the mantle from his father. He's a second generation naturopath, and they've compiled this data over generations and have done hundreds and thousands of extensive case studies to get this information. So why are we just learning that food impacts your blood cells? Well, we've kind of known that food has to impact your health, but again, it's lack of dissemination of the information. The book was written in 96, and here we are in 2025, and we're really just starting to get some traction with this information.
So Mike, Kathy's going to take over the showing of the slides. So that's why we
Okay.
have a quick interruption. Hold on a sec.
No problem at all.
Can you see that?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. We're at the, if they
Keep
give you
going
the
forward.
blood type screen.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
move forward a little bit. Next slide. Next slide.
Yeah,
Next slide.
right
Right
here.
there. Okay. All right, everybody good? All right. So we just asked the question, why are we just finding this out? Number one, we talked about the dissemination of the information, but also because in a big way, in a mass market way, if this is holistic information. This is naturopathic information. This is not what is taught in medical school. This is not widely taught to our doctors. And if it isn't taught in medical school or created by Big Pharma, guess what? It isn't promoted. And what's promoted as in terms of healthcare is what? Pharmaceutical and chemical responses to sickness and disease versus a more natural path forward. So next slide. So unfortunately, sometimes big business and profits get in the way of healing the people. And these are examples of things that through misinformation have gotten out to the mass market and has caused problems over time. If you go back into maybe the 50s and 60s, you can see people smoking, you see doctors and nurses smoking cigarettes, and it was widely accepted that cigarettes did not cause harm. And through marketing and advertising, cigarettes were being conveyed as being cool. And how many lives does that cost because of that piece of misinformation? Trans fats were placed into our foods that we didn't think caused harm, and now we've identified them as being a carcinogen. We're looking at cell phones that we have to our heads all day long that transmit radiation. We're talking about GMOs, which is genetically modified organisms, where we're consuming these man-made manipulations of our food, and we really don't know what that does to our bodies. We have foods like watermelons with no seeds. You know, we have grapes with no seeds. Yeah, it's convenient, but we're manipulating a God-given vegetable or fruit that's been designed to heal us, and we've converted it into something that is not really good for us. And probably one of the biggest, probably maybe next to cigarettes, misconception that has been perpetuated on the people is milk. Everybody knows that the slogan, what is it? Milk does the body good. And when you do a deeper dive, guess what? For human beings, milk does not do the body good. Human beings are the only species that drinks the milk of another species. You don't see dogs drinking cat milk. You don't see cows drinking goat milk. But because we're so brilliant, we've decided to drink animal milk. And that causes a whole host of problems. And guess what? That was probably one of the most profitable marketing campaigns ever. Next slide. And that's how people think. They believe what they see in the media. So when you look at it, what countries adhere to the blood type philosophy and a more holistic approach to healing? You look at Japan versus the United States, Japan wins. And as technologically advanced as the United States is, we are actually 50th on the life expectancy chart versus Japan, who's number one. And if you're a non-African American, your average lifespan is 76 years old. If you're an African American, your lifespan is 71.8. So you can see some serious health disparities among underserved populations. So what we're talking about, what we're sharing with you today is by following the blood type diet, we have the evidence that shows that by adhering to these practices, you can achieve optimal health. You can protect yourself from common viruses and infections, and you can achieve some of your goals. Ideal weight. You can slow down the aging process, and you can cleanse your body from toxins and unhealthy fats. Next slide. So what happens when our body goes through these challenges? What happens is what's called oxidation, which is basically the aging process. Everything ages. As you can see, bananas age. When you leave a bolt outside, it rusts. Basically, that means the air impacting the cells has a way of breaking it down. Researchers have identified that oxidation contributes to heart disease, wrinkles, cancer, arthritis, and other problems with getting older. It's a natural process, but guess what? We can slow down that process. How do we slow it down? Next slide. By using antioxidants. How do you cure and how do you manage oxidation? With antioxidants. We have antioxidants in nature. Fruits, vegetables are loaded with plant compounds called phytonutrients, and they have the ability to fight these antioxidants and these free radicals that are generated by the oxidation process. And these fruits and vegetables that you see on this slide help, they gobble them up and help heal your body. So fruits and vegetables are nature's medicine. The other thing that we suffer from because of our diet and because of our environment is an omega-3 deficiency. And some of the issues that are derived from omega-3 deficiency, cardiovascular. We talked about that. Increase of heart attacks and strokes and high blood pressure, cognitive decline, increased risk of depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's and dementia, chronic inflammation. It accelerates the progression of diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and autoimmune. Having the lack of the omega-3 in your body contributes to metabolic issues, weight gain, obesity, metabolic syndrome, your immune function, weaken, your immune system is compromised. We think about what we just came through as a global community. We just came through COVID, and COVID basically was an disease. And how many people did we lose because the immune system was compromised? And part of it was because of omega-3 deficiency. And even bone health, it increases the risk. Lack of omega-3 increases the risk of osteoporosis. So everything that's shown on this slide is, if you just look around in society today, these are all the issues that we're dealing with. Next slide, please. Not to mention your microbiome. Your microbiome, or your gut, is 70% of your immune system. And some of the issues that we're dealing with today is an unhealthy gut. We see that people are having digestive issues. They're having acid reflux. They're popping Tums all day long. We just talked about the weakened immune system. Your body is not absorbing the nutrients properly. We're having nutritional deficiencies. Your body is constantly inflamed because we're eating foods against our blood type, and we're reacting, and our body is fighting against itself. Again, another symptom of COVID. Our body was fighting against itself. Skin problems, mental health challenges, weight management, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune, all these can be contributed to the microbiome, and all these go back to our diet, which is what we're talking about today. And number 5, within the gut and within your internal system are parasites. Our bodies are being invaded by these creatures that, again, are causing these issues: chronic inflammation, mental health issues. And they've done autopsies where they've seen these creatures, they basically live off of us. So, they thrive off of sugar. They thrive off of salt. They thrive off of the things that we are eating in excess. And when you have these creatures in your body, they're absorbing your energy, they're absorbing your life force, and causing these issues. So what we're going to be presenting to you is how to deal with these issues. So, right on time, how we deal with these issues. What is the solution? So we just did took the last few minutes of laying out some of the issues in society. All you have to do is look around. How often do we see our friends, family, relatives impacted by those things? So let's talk about how we can deal with it. And that's what Akana is about. We're a solution-oriented company. We're going out there talking to the people. Again, we have the campaigns going on, but we've identified the problems, but we're going to talk about some solutions. So I'm going to read our disclaimer, because we're going to be talking about some products. And our products is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure, or prevent any disease. The information provided is for informational purposes and is not intended as a substitute for advice from your physician or healthcare or any other healthcare professionals. If you're pregnant, nursing, taking medication, or have a medical condition, please consult your healthcare provider before using any nutritional supplements, and your results may vary. So let's go back to where we were before. Do you know your blood type? That's our foundational point, where we're going to ask you, do you know your blood type? From there, then we can start giving you the type of information that you need to make better educated decisions. Next slide. So again, by identifying what your blood type is, we're going to learn what's best for you. We're going to identify foods that heal you, and we're going to identify foods that can harm you. Next slide. So we're going to show you through our product line how to purchase the option that's going to work best for you based on your personal and individual goals. So in order to identify what your blood type is, you can do it a couple different ways. One is you can go to your doctor and ask them, My personal experience was when I went to my doctor and asked them my blood type, guess what? They didn't know. They had a file on me this thick and it wasn't in there. And when they when I asked them, what would it take to get that information, they wanted to charge me an exorbitant fee and charge my insurance company or pay out of pocket. And I was like, well, no, thank you. I had really just kind of started with the company. So I said, well, I know the company has blood type tests. Let me do it myself. And that's exactly what I did. I purchased a kit, did my own blood type, and now I know that I'm a type O. So we have options for you. We have two options. And option one includes a blood type test kit. And where you can take your own blood test. It's a real simple process. They even have YouTube videos that walk you through it. And then we also have some products in there that will help you from a nutritional point of view. That's option one. That includes the blood type kit. And then it's option two that excludes the blood type kit in case you already know it. But I always recommend that people go ahead and order option one, because even though you may know what your blood type is, guess what? Those around you, those who you love and care for, may not know. And by you having a kit on hand, you can also help them and share this information with the people that you care about. So within these kits, we have what's called the Bitters Detox Protocol, which is a 4-day powerful tool to help you cleanse your body. One of the solutions to those issues that we just talked about for the last few minutes is detoxification. You have to cleanse your system. You have to get rid of those parasites. You have to cleanse your microbiome. You have to start aligning yourself with a process that's going to boost your digestion, that's going to regulate your appetite and reduce your cravings for unhealthy foods like the sugary foods and the salty foods. We need to be able to support the detoxification of our liver. Our liver is the primary filter in our body, and if we don't clean the filter from time to time, the toxins build up and overflow. And when they overflow through the liver and through the kidneys and through the pancreas and gets back into our bloodstream, all of these toxins start circulating through our body. So we want to be able to eliminate fat-soluble toxins throughout our digestive system. We want to alkalize our body and reduce inflammation. Our body's either going to be acidic or alkaline. The body's natural state of health is being in an alkaline state. And when we do the test, and we have the ability to do the test, I'll talk about that in a second, we're finding out most of us are acidic. So we have to move that pH level over to the alkaline side so that our bodies can optimize and function in a more ideal state. And then again, we just talked about improving the microbiome by promoting the growth of healthy bacteria in our gut. And this 4-day bitters protocol will help you do that. So the bitters protocol in our product line, guess what? It targets those 5 key areas that we talked about. Antioxidant protection to protect against oxidation. Omega-3 fatty acids to fight off those things we talked about. Dry hair, itchy skin, cognitive function, mood, all those things could be dealt with omega-3 fatty acids. Remember back in the days, you used to take that castor oil? That was because it was fish oil. And fish oil is rich in fatty acid, in omega-3. And that's what we've introduced into our product line. We're talking about gut health, and we're talking about eliminating those parasites. Within our protocol, we have the world's first plant-based protein that incorporates all of these things into its makeup, and that's the flat belly fuel. And then it's the first blood type friendly plant-based protein on the market. And we're looking at option 2, which is the personalized wellness plan for your blood type. And within our product purchase that the person who invited you will share with you on how to access it, you can redeem a certificate where you can get what's called a bioscan. A bioscan is a powerful tool to help you identify over 30 different issues. That it reads 30 different components of your body and gives you a very easy to read report that is 85 to 95% accurate. Or you could take our online quiz to determine what's best for you. So get back with the person to talk about getting a bioscan or taking our online quiz.
When you wash these plastic containers anymore.
So let's talk about going to the next step. We talked about the 4-day bitters detox protocol. Now we're taking the next step up to the 7-day refresh, which is very similar to the bitters, but it's a different combination of products, but it goes to the next level. We have a purifier, which is a liquid colonic tea, which helps cleanse your body. We have an eliminator product, which removes parasites and removes mucus from your body. And we have a regenerator, which is composed of superfoods, which helps restore your body. So now we're taking it up to the next level. So this program, this nutrient pack programs will cleanse your digestive system, boost your energy, and the average results that we're seeing is anywhere between 8 to 10 to 12 pounds just by not going into a new fitness routine and doing, all kind of these exotic workouts, but just by changing your diet for 7 days, we're dropping not just weight, but we're dropping waste. More importantly, I would say we're dropping waste. If you look at the slide here, you can see the difference between day 1 and day 7 on our client here. You can see on day 1 they had the overhang on their jeans. They were a little chunky there, and after just 7 days, you can see how much they've gained on that belt. And basically, what that is waste that is accumulated in their digestive system, in their immunotract, or in the digestive tract. So we've gone from 4 days to 7 days. Now we've gone to the 21-day reset. It's the same protocol as the 7-day, but we've extended it out for 21 days. And you can see by Billy, you can see his results on day 1. Looks like he's about, maybe 8 months pregnant. And after 21 days, look at all the waste that has been eliminated from his body. You can actually see an outline of his abs. And that is a dramatic waste difference. And it should give us hope. Because when we look around, we see how people walk around with these extended stomachs and these big bellies. And that's nothing but undigested, or even if it is digested, it's uneliminated waste from your body. And you don't want that sitting in your body, because that gets into your bloodstream and causes issues in your organs. So we're going to offer you an option. We talked about opportunity. We're going to offer you an option of becoming a wellness influencer or a certified coach. I'm a certified coach. That's what attracted me to this opportunity, to be able to go out and coach people, to be able to help people. You're going to be able to gain access to our product line. You can be able to earn revenue, and you're going to be able to set up with your own website. We're going to be able to introduce you to our coaching and training protocol, and you're going to be able to be a blessing to a lot of people. So you're going to be able to transform people's health as well as earn revenue and income. This is another example of some tremendous success that we've had with our product line. These 3 ladies right here, they're all part of our business. They're all business partners with us, and they are champion bodybuilders, and they swear by our protocol. This young lady, Ernestine Davis, is a top 5 qualifier in a national bodybuilding contest, and the other 2 ladies are her proteges, and they all placed in the contest. And by switching foods that are tailored to their blood type, they lost fat, improved digestion, and again, she placed top 4 in a bikini contest at age 63. I had the pleasure of spending some time with her this weekend, and she is a fantastic trainer, and she is definitely a product of the product. She put me through a heck of a workout. Tanisha is another example. She was down 15 pounds in 21 days. And these are more examples of results. Look, you can just look at the images and see how much weight and waste has been removed from these individuals. So, talking about our product line, in addition to this, to the 4-day, the 7-day, the 21-day, we've introduced a product called Hemp Govee. Yeah, it's a play on the pharmaceutical product that's out there, but guess what? This is not pharmaceutical based. This is holistic based, and it's a revolutionary product that will help you lose the weight. It'll help you burn fat naturally. It'll boost your metabolism, curb your appetite, support digestive health, and you're not going to have the same side effects that the pharmaceutical product has. You know, they do those cute commercials, everybody singing and dancing, but the last 30 seconds of the commercial is all of the side effects that go along with it. You're not going to have that experience with our product. So we have a way to get to your goals health-wise without all of the traditional side effects of pharmaceuticals. Next slide. So I'm going to branch off a little bit into a different area of our product line that it's a merging of the two components. One is the blood type component, but we're introducing the cannabis component because I kind of started off as a CBD company, and then we've expanded into the wellness market. But the foundations and the principles that apply to the CBD products are amazing. It's a tremendous synergy between the two because cannabis will help reduce inflammation, manage stress, and improve digestion. You know, there are documented studies on the positive effect of the hemp plant versus the marijuana plant. We're not talking about the marijuana. We're talking about health without the high and without the stigma. You know, cannabis has been given a bad name over time, and we're here to educate people about leveraging the positive properties of cannabis along with the blood type diet so you can achieve a balanced and more harmonious approach to your healthcare. Next slide. So talking a little bit about the impact of cannabis, did you know that your body has what's called the endocannabinoid system internally, and it's a part of all your internal organs? And like I said, unlike pharmaceuticals that target just a single symptom, the endocannabinoid system is something that is a holistic approach that will bring your body back into a natural balance. Next slide. There's a whole story behind why cannabis got such a bad name, and we'll talk about that another time. We have a lot to cover still, and our time is running short. So CBD is a natural compound. It contains what's called THCA, and that product right there helps you achieve that balance. And it's also the compound that if it were to be heated, it would cause that psychotropic effect, but you can heat it or you cannot heat it and still have the health benefits. And through our company, we have a tremendous product line. We have formulas that suit you. We have gummies, we have tinctures, we have a variety of ways that you can incorporate CBD products into your daily life and experience the benefits. As you can see, we have the raw cannabis. We actually have the flower, which again, you can put it in your juices. You can put it in your coffee. There's a lot of ways that you can ingest it, that it deals with issues such as arthritis, immune disorders. It's an anti-inflammatory. It helps soothe and ease the impact of MS, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, chronic pain, and cancer. So you can transform your diet and improve your health. And as you can see right here, we have one of our comprehensive blood type charts that you can get with the person who invited you here. They'll be able to show you how to gain access to one of these comprehensive charts based on your blood type. We'll show you the foods that's good for you, not good for you, and foods that are neutral. And we want to be able to, and that's why we're here. We're sharing the gift of health. We want to be able to get this information out. We want to get the information out about blood type diet. We want to get the information, the right information out about CBD. And we want to be able to help you and your family get to you where you want to be on your health journey. And this, we're going back a little bit, get back with the person so that they can explain this to you. But when we have a way that you can get your omega-3 panel, where you can get an analysis of your gut, where you can get an analysis of what you need in terms of vitamin and mineral supplementation. And we can get through the bioscan, you can get all of these results, and you can even get an assessment of your liver, heart, and your kidneys. And just getting those type of tests and assessment, it's well over $1,000 value. And guess what? The person who invited you here can show you how to access it for. Next slide. $189. So $1,000 value, you can access all of this data, get all this information for as little as $189. And as a nutrition coach, I know I charge a lot more than that for some of my clients. So we can actually show you how to get your products on what's called auto ship. Once you start the products and once you understand the value of having access to this high quality product line, you're gonna want it. You're gonna not want to be without it. And we have an auto ship process where you can add this comprehensive test and get it for just a $50 upgrade. Like I said, get back with the person who invited you here, and they'll be able to explain how to access all of these things at the best price. Our company is very diverse. We have a diverse product line from energy, plant-based coffee. We have tinctures. We have pain cream, which is one of our top-selling items. I did a presentation with my partner Cece, as a matter of fact, and one of her guests at one of our presentations was suffering from sciatic nerve pain, had tried many different types of products, and literally she tried our product on the spot in the moment, and literally within 5 to 10 minutes, she felt immediate relief. And I was blown away personally. We have products for healthy hair, and we even have culinary products where you can infuse your favorite dishes. So I'm going to stop here for a moment, and I'm going to invite my business partner, Cece, to just give her testimonial on what she's experienced by being a partner with us. Cece, are you out there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Okay, awesome.
and we can see you.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to try my best to get through this very quick because I know we only have like about 9 more minutes. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Cece. As Mike has said, I am actually a 6-year breast cancer survivor. I celebrated my 6th year cancer anniversary on yesterday, and I'm so grateful to God. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2018. December 2018. However, I developed pain all over my body a few months before I was diagnosed. I started chemo in January 2019. I had a double mastectomy, and later that year, I had radiation. Once I finished the process, my journey of meds, my pain returned. And it was severe pain to the point where when I washed my back, I would cry in the shower. I couldn't take road trips with my girlfriends due to pain. When I rode in the car, pain would be all over, and we would have to stop every hour. I didn't want them to go through that. So finally, after taking over-the-counter medicine, I went to the my primary care physician who referred me to a rheumatoid specialist. The rheumatoid specialist asked me if I was willing to try this medication called methotrexate. It was going to take the pain away. So I said, if it was, I was all for it. I was all for it. I stayed on the medication for at least 2 years before meeting Akana. It was nothing but a miracle when Mike, my business partner, reached out to me after seeing me trying to sell eyelashes on Facebook. He complimented me on how well I was doing, my advertising. And then he asked me if I could watch 3 videos. I said, sure. So once he sent me those 3 videos, I was sold. I joined the business right away. I probably thought about it for maybe 2 months, 2 weeks, but I was sold. Why? Because it was somebody I trusted, and because I had been praying that God would bless me with my own business, and that He will heal me, and I wouldn't have to take this methotrexate medicine ever again, because the doctor was going to have me on it for the rest of my life. And I knew I wasn't meant to be on medication like that for the rest of my life. It actually turned out that methotrexate can cause lymphoma. I had been delivered or was being delivered from breast cancer. So why would I want to take medication that was going to cause another cancer? I wasn't with it, and I was praying. I'm a praying warrior, and I knew God was going to heal me from that. And so after listening, looking at the videos that Mike sent me, um, again, I joined the business. I started the 7 day cleanse because I didn't have confidence in myself that I could do the 21 day. But Phyllis Nash told me, who is a founder of the company, she told me, Cece, because of the chemo that you had been taking, you need to do a reset of your body. And I told her I didn't think I could do it. And she said, well, if you don't think you can do it, then Sissy, you're not going to be able to. So I said, okay, let's start with this 7 day. So I started the 7 day. And of course, I stopped taking my methotrexate because the doctor gave me this as a option. He didn't say it's mandatory, and because he didn't say it was mandatory, it was only to relieve my pain. So I was able to come stop taking the methotrexate on my own. We do not advise anyone to stop taking medication if you're taking it for diabetes or high blood pressure, things like that. But this was just something that was helping me to relieve pain. So I stopped taking the methotrexate um, and started my 7 day cleanse. I was taking the methotrexate 7 pills every 7 days. So after 3 days of being on the cleanse, I noticed no pain, which was shocking. So I ordered an additional 7 day cleanse because my business pack came with 2 7 day cleanses. I was so ready. So once I finished, taking doing a 21 day cleanse, I was shouting, jumping up and down. I was so excited that literally God had blessed me with this cleanse. Like, wow, didn't but God will bring things to you that you need in the right time. And so I knew it was God ordained and divine because it was correct. It was like perfect timing. So I started the CBD drops to ensure that the pain would not return because of what the CBD drops do for you, bringing your body back into balance. So not only do I use the CBD drops, but I have the flat belly fuel on auto ship. And I detox at least once a year. This year, I'm going to detox twice a year. I'm going to join the bandwagon. I believe it's the first week of June that we're doing a cleanse all together. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. Um, but again, I just found that actually recently I witnessed that another thing that was happening to me that I just want to give my testimony on. When I walked to my from my car to my building where I work, where I walk up the stairs here at home or at work, I feel some pain in my chest. And it's like, what is going on? I'm too young to have chest pains. That's what I was thinking. So my doctor sent me to take a EKG. Everything came back fine, no issues, no problems, nothing was seen on the report. So I'm like, well, what is going on? So I said, okay, let's go ahead, Cecilia, do another 7-day cleanse and see what that can do. So, of course, the first year I did a 21-day cleanse. The second year, last year, I did a 7-day cleanse. And then this March, I did another 7-day cleanse, the one that I'm just sharing with you right now about. And after I did that cleanse, literally, I noticed I can walk upstairs, I can walk from my car to the building without the chest in my pain. And that's a relief. That is a blessing. And like, I'm just so amazed of how these products actually work. You can go out there and you can buy any other product, and I guarantee you it will not do for you what Akana products do for me. So that is my testimony, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you, Cece. That's amazing. And I'm looking in the chat. I see Bernadine Kirkland. She was able to get off high blood pressure medication. Bernadine, you want to speak to that real quick?
Hey, Mike.
And
Hey,
hey,
Cecilia. Hey, y'all. Yeah, it was 15 years of high blood pressure medication and now no longer have to be on that. And I know that when I go back to eating things that caused the issue in the first place, I have to get on a detox quickly and get rid of that stuff in my body. But yes, absolutely. We don't tell you to stop taking it. Your body will tell you though. So thank you for allowing me to participate, Mike.
thank you, Bernadine.
And Mike, I just
So,
want to add to that when she
right,
said she noticed that when she started eating things that she shouldn't. I think that's the same thing with me because I'm a pescatarian. I'm on a pescatarian diet, and sometimes I sneak off of that diet and start eating chicken wings. Like I like wings, but I know I'm not supposed to have it, not because of my blood type, but because of the chemicals, the things that they put in the chicken, whatever. So I know now that that's what it is. It's the things that you eat that causes your ailments.
right. That goes back to our first slide. We're looking at the basket full of fruit and vegetables, and we're looking at the basket with hamburgers and French fries. So those are the choices that we have to make, and those are the choices that impact our health and well-being. Thank you for your testimonies, guys. I really appreciate that. Next slide. Okay, we talked about the blood type support kits. You have two options. Next slide. We talked about the certificates and how you need to get back with the person. We talked about becoming an influencer. Okay, so why is it important to become an influencer? Because, so if we kind of put on our business hat a little bit, because, in one of the company goal is to be what's called $1 billion big. We're going to be $1 billion company. It's just a matter of time. But in today's business culture, that time can be compressed. Okay. Stormy Steele, beautiful African American woman. She sold over $1 million in products in one session on TikTok as an influencer. Lee Giaki, he achieved over $1 billion in sales in 12 hours streaming in China. So that's where we're going with teaching, training, and learning on how to take advantage of the influencer phenomena. Next slide. So again, for influencers, a game changer. The economy isn't the influencer economy isn't a trend. It's the future of marketing. Everything is accelerated right now. So again, the market is a $33 billion market as an influencer, and we're right there. By 2030, it's going to double. We're right there. So how do you get started? How do you get connected? Again, for more details, get back with the person who invited you here, but you can get connected for as little as $3.99. $3.99 is going to give you a whole wide variety of our product line. that you can either utilize to kind of get your health on track, which we highly recommend. Be a product of the product, get your health in line, and then you can be able to launch out and share with other people and get paid. You want to take it to the next level and become a certified wellness coach. With that, it comes with a lot of more products that you can utilize and more products that you can actually sell. We're going to put you on track to be a wellness coach with utilizing the bioscan technology, utilizing the training system that we have, and to really take your opportunity to the next level. Next slide, please. So as a result of all of this, as us launching out on the million-person campaign to educate about blood type, our goal as a company is to create and empower over 1 million families to do what? Create a blue zone. If you don't know what a blue zone is, a blue zone is an area where people live to be 100 or more. And there are areas where people eat less animal eat and eat less animal meats and live longer than average, that 100-year lifespan. There are only 6 quote unquote certified blue zones in the whole world. Only 1 in the United States in Loma Linda, California. But how do you create a global blue zone? How do you create a country blue zone? How do you create a state blue zone? How do you create a community blue zone? You create it in your home. It starts with you. So our goal is to go out and help 1.5% of the United States. Education. When you break that 1.5% down, that breaks down to 5 million people. You break that 5 million people down to that $50 auto shit that we talked about, that's $250 million in sales. You take that $250 million and say, what if 80 people say no and reject you? Guess what? Next slide. You're still going to impact 1 million people. So we're in a win-win situation. And even without those big numbers, all you got to do is look around in your friends, family, community. I got a call yesterday from a good friend of mine, and it broke my heart. He told me that his pancreatic cancer has spread to his liver. I talked to another dear friend of mine. She has pancreatic cancer. You don't have to look far to identify people who need help. People need to hear our message. Yes, we're going to make money, but the money's going to be there, but it's about how many lives can be saved by the information that we can share with people. By working with us, by studying with us, by getting this knowledge, by reading these books, we're going to be able to help save our friends and family and our relatives, our friends, family, and relatives. So going back to the business mode, when our company just turned 6 years old, we're at the stage of developing, formulating, and pioneering. Less than 100,000 distributors in our network. We're moving toward momentum. As you can see on this S curve, when you build up to momentum, boom, you're going to skyrocket. Profits are going to explode exponentially, and then you're going to go into stabilization. Where you want to be on this S curve is right where we are, trending toward momentum. And if you are an entrepreneur, this can work for you, because what you want to do, according to Harvard, not Mike Newsome, but Harvard says you want to look at a company that's at least 18 months old, because that means that they've stood the test of time. We're 6 years old. We've passed the test of time, and we're moving quickly toward momentum. So again, according to Harvard, if your company has less than 50,000 people, it's a great opportunity. If you have less than 100,000 people, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. And guess what? You have just seen the opportunity of a lifetime. So with that being said, we are going to stop sharing our screen, and we are back where we are. And we just want to say thank you. Thank you for spending your Saturday afternoon for this opportunity. The opportunity for us to connect with you, the opportunity for you to connect with us, the opportunity for you to get back with the person who invited you here. Get the information that, I knew I spoke quickly. I'm from New York, so I speak fast. So I may have I may have spoken fast and maybe kind of gone through some information quickly with respect to time, but get your questions answered. Let them share some sample products with you and come back and maybe get some more information. We have these opportunity sessions multiple times throughout the week where you can really get an understanding. But I implore you to take this information seriously. And we invite you to join us. Join our crusade, join our campaign. Let's educate our friends, family, relatives, and help make a difference in this country. So with that being said, again, I thank you for your time and your attention, and I will turn this back over to Bernadine so she can close us out. How about that?
Mike, thank you so much. What a fabulous presentation. And for all the guests who are out there, I know I have one guest on. It's Diane. I met her on a free trip with Akana. She got to meet our CEO and several of our other distributors. And I just wanted to thank her for coming because she saw the value in what we talked about and already purchased her 21 day. So she is ready, and she's been on the line a couple of times. So this is not her first Zoom that she's participating in. So I just want to thank her for showing up. Cece, your testimony is tremendous. Every time I hear it, I'm just like, wow, she needs to share that with more people. So on your timeline, on Akana's timeline, you need to continue to share your story because it is going to definitely help somebody else see that if they say they can, and if they say they can't, they're absolutely right. So just wanted to share that and thank everyone for coming out, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Have a great
Thanks,
day.
Mike. And thank you, Kathy, for always showing up for us.
Absolutely. Couldn't have did it without you, Kathy. Thank you.
Great. All right. Have a
My
great day,
pleasure.
everyone.
All right. Thank you, Bernadine.
All
Thank you,
right.
Mike.
Thanks,
Great
Diane. I'll
meeting.
call you later.